Guys, I got my Savi's lightsaber, but check this out. What? Let me show you how I did it. Up next. Hey everybody, welcome to the Dano channel. I am Dano, and today I've got another modification tutorial kind of thing for your Galaxy's Edge gear. Today we're going to be looking at the Savi's lightsaber blade, and basically how to make it look like an unstable-ish kind of blade. It doesn't show up super well on here, but you can see the texture a little bit there on the screen, and if we get a little closer, you might be able to see it a little bit better. But yeah, it really just gives your Savi's lightsaber kind of a look that matches more in the artwork. When you look at Star Wars and you see like the cartoon versions, or even some of the movie posters, you see that right where the emitter is, there's like this kind of like a burst of energy as it goes up, and then the blade stabilizes. Or if you're Kylo Ren's lightsaber, you're kind of unstable all over the place. So I wanted a look to match that. And I looked up online, I was like, I know I've seen sleeves that they sell on Etsy that are like 3D printed that go around. They're like 35 bucks, plus shipping ends up being like 40 bucks. Definitely check those out if that's your kind of thing. But I wanted to find a cheaper way to do it. So you know what I did? I went to the craft store. I got me a $3 or $4, I think it was like $4 for this. It's already leaking hot glue everywhere. This is a hot glue gun, the mini one. You can get a regular size one or whatever you have around the house if you already have one. I'm sure many of you do. And of course, some hot glue sticks. These are the mini ones. This pack, I think, was about $6 for 30 of them. Initially, I bought a pack of like 20 or 18 for like $3. So it's a very, very simple tutorial. And really, all you're going to be modifying is the blade portion. You don't have to touch the rest. It's really there. You guys can see a much better look at it when it's not on. You can see a lot of that texture. And I want to show you what I did. I mean, it's very simple. I can actually just show you kind of. I just started here at the bottom and just started putting hot glue on the blade and just running it up. And over time, I built up the bottom to be a bit thicker and a bit bigger. And then it was a little bit thinner to the top, so it has that kind of taper as it goes to the edge. Now, one thing I do want to warn you about is the emitters. Not all of the emitter pieces work, because this sticks out, and you'll notice I left a little bit of a gap. You can see there I left a little bit of a gap between where the black is and where the glue starts, because not every emitter will it fit perfect. In fact, the glue will bump up against some of these edges. So I did want to let you know real quick about two of these that do not work so well. All the other emitters work great except for these two. That is the protection and defense, one with the gold leaf thing on it, and the power and control, this one from power and control. Those two, they will work, this one being the biggest culprit, but one of the reasons why is because there's not a lot of give around these edges. This one, it's really the gold leaf. If you guys take a look at this close up, you can see where the gold leaf eats into that flat circle. Because the rest is flat, the glue can stick out over it and it's fine. But this leaf eats into that flat circle and that's where it butts up against. Same with the black edges on this one from Power and Control. Those two black ridges really eat into that flat circle. While the other ones, if you take a look, they all have a big open area. The closest other one would be this Elemental Nature with the little lip sticking out. But even this one does fine. It really does. So just be careful when you're starting to do this, that it will not work with every single one. In my case, I did get it to work, but I noticed that it scratches up against the glue and it starts to remove it. So just keep that in mind. Now, I wanted to go ahead and I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do one now. I'm going to set a timer and I'm going to see how long this takes, because I feel like the first time I did it, I just experimenting and just tried it myself, which is why I wanted to share this with you, because anybody can do this. And one of the other things is that if you mess up, you can actually, I see this one, my old Darksaber blade. I didn't like how it looked at the bottom. So I started to just peel the glue right off. And it comes right off. I did no damage to the blade. Because I know that's a big thing for some people. It's like, wait, what if I damage the blade forever? This was expensive. Don't worry about it. It does peel right off. It takes a little bit of work. But it will. And just, you can do it with just regular power of your hands. Peel it off. There we go. One chunk gone. Another chunk gone. And I can just do this. And then whatever I don't like, I peel off. And then I can go back in with the hot glue gun and put more hot glue on the parts that I do want it on. So this is one of those things that, like, it's kind of hard to mess up, because even if you do, it will peel right off and it'll still look good. I do want to show you guys this one real quick before I get into my quick timed version, just so you can see kind of the texture going on. I don't know how well that's going to show up there, but you can see, let's block my face for just half a second. Yeah, you can kind of see it there. You can see it a little closer to my face. There is some texture on the edges there, and it does look really cool. But I just didn't love how much was going on at the bottom. So I'm going to hit, actually, you know what? While we're here, let me just put some on right now. And that is it. It just took a couple seconds, and I fixed my problem. I like how it looks now. Boom. Now, while I set that aside so it can dry, I'm going to work on doing a brand new blade. Now, in the first example I showed you, it only went up a little tiny chunk of the blade. This is the whole blade. It only goes up to here. I want to try this again, but this time I'm going to do it for the entire length of the blade. Now, I'm using the standard 31-inch blade from Savi's for this, so just keep that in mind. But I'm going to set myself a timer, and I'm going to see how long it takes for me to do this from start, naked blade, nothing on it, to finish. So stay tuned. Alright, 18 minutes and 30 seconds is how long that took me. Can you believe that? Now, you may have seen me kind of messing with the tip here. It's actually still a little warm. Be careful. I do gotta warn you. It's a hot glue, so it will kind of burn your hands. It won't give you no third-degree burns, probably, but, like, there. It took 20 minutes to do the whole thing. I just did want to warn you to make sure. The nice part about that is it dries so quickly. Because I've seen other people say, oh, they've done it with, like, bathroom silicone. Like, you can buy the big tube of silicone. That requires some special gloves. You do not want to get that stuff on your hands. Hot glue you can get on your hands. It's not going to be the end of the world. It'll be hot, especially if you're younger. You might be like, this hurts. But if you got these old man calloused hands like I do, then it's not going to hurt nearly as bad. But let's test this thing out. Let's see, what does this look like? Make sure it's off. Fully done, because I did the one with just the bottom. I did the one with just some. Oh, yeah. I think that looks pretty good. That actually does look really good. You guys can only kind of see the texture there. But just notice that. Look at how, like, it looks like it's a blade. Okay, you guys, I gotta show you close-ups so you guys see exactly what I'm talking about. Take a look. Oh, yeah. Isn't that nice? Like, I just really, really like the look of it. Hey, there's us. Hey, there's me. But what a really cool-looking saber. Now, all the colors have looked good so far that I've tried. I've tried red, green, yellow. The one that I haven't tried yet myself and haven't looked before making this video was white. How does white show up? Okay. Again, in this camera you can't really see exactly the texture on there, but on this one you can, and I do actually like that. You can still see the yellow flashing through. Not a bad deal. That's for 20 minutes of a project. I'm pretty happy with this for a 20-minute project. And I think it costs like $8, $3 or $4 for the glue gun, and another $4 for the hot glue. Not bad at all, and it really does kind of take up. It makes your blades look just a little bit cooler. So I'm going to be in Galaxy's Edge next week on November 14th, doing some droid meetup, doing some Batu bounty hunt stuff, It's Life Day. They're celebrating Life Day on November 14th in the parks this year. Not officially. This is just a fan thing where fans who are really into Star Wars Holiday Special want to celebrate Life Day, which is typically November 17th, but that's on like a Wednesday this year. So they're doing both. Some people are going on 17th, but a lot of people who can only go on weekends are going to go on November 14th. So November 14th, 2021. If you're watching this years later, hopefully you are, and you're still just like, no, I just found out about Galaxy's Edge and got my Savi Saber and want to do cool stuff to it. I hope you watch this tutorial in 2030 or whenever, because this is a very, very simple and really cool hack that you can do. Anybody can do. You can actually do this with any lightsaber. It doesn't have to be Savi's. But if you have a Savi's lightsaber, you're going to Galaxy's Edge, you want people to be like, ooh, look at your cool lightsaber. Hot glue. That's it. It's that simple, guys. If you guys got value out of this, if you tried this, take pictures, tag me on Instagram. I'll share them to my story. I want to see what you guys did. If I can inspire you, if I can be the spark for you guys to do something cool like this, then yeah, I want to share it. I want to celebrate that. So follow me on Instagram. Send me pictures of your modified blades. I'll share them to my story so everybody can see. Make sure you subscribe. Leave a thumbs up if you learned something new today. And even if you didn't learn something new, leave me a thumbs up anyways. I deserve it. I do. I knocked over the glue gun. It's official. I didn't think this video was going to be official, but I knocked down the glue gun. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, don't be a move milker. Be the spark.